1. Intro. India just passed Japan in GDP. You read that right. As of 2025, India's economy officially overtook Japan's in total size. But here's the twist: this isn't just a big story for India or Asia. It might actually be the best news for America and the world. Why? Because nothing is more important, or more peaceful, than showing America how to face China's rise with calm and strength, not panic. For many Americans, the rise of China has triggered deep anxiety, fear that the US is being eclipsed, outpaced, or left behind. But India's GDP milestone tells a different story. It proves that a rising GDP doesn't automatically equal rising dominance. Just like in 1840, when China had nearly double the GDP of the UK due to its vast population, it still lost decisively to Britain in the First Opium War, plunging the nation into its century of humiliation. So if you've ever worried about China's growing GDP, this video is for you. And for world peace. Before we dive in, please hit like, subscribe, and leave a comment with your take. 2. Roadmap. Here's the short version for busy people. We'll break down what India's new GDP ranking actually means, why it doesn't signal a threat to global balance, and how that perspective helps calm fears about China's rise and makes the world more peaceful. Let's jump in. 3. India's GDP milestone. According to the IMF's April 2025 report, India has now surpassed Japan in nominal GDP. $4.187 trillion versus $4.186 trillion. India is now the fourth largest economy in the world, behind only the US, China, and Germany. So, is India the next superpower? Not so fast. One number flips the whole story on its head. 4. Size versus strength. India's population, 1.455 billion. Per capita GDP? Just $2,880, ranking only around 139th out of 190 plus countries. Now compare that to Japan, $34,000 per person, more than 10 times India, UK, France, Germany, $47,000 to $55,000. In other words, India's economy is big, but not strong. Let's make it real. Think about the companies shaping our world: Toyota, Airbus, Siemens, Rolls-Royce. They're not coming from India. The UK has nuclear submarines, France has the advanced jets, Japan has the best modern car industry, and Germany is the industrial engine of Europe. India is rising. But it's not there yet. Not when the climb ahead is still so steep. 5. China's rise, reconsidered. Now here's where things get even more interesting. China. Everyone says China will pass the US in GDP in the near future. And it probably will. But like India, China's per capita GDP is only about $13,500, like Mexico, ranking around 72nd out of 190 plus countries. The US? Around $90,000, 6 times higher, ranking among the top 10 globally. So while China is a massive force, it's still catching up per person. While China is rising at breakneck speed, people still line up to study in American universities, not Chinese ones. Tech companies from the US power the global internet: Apple, Google, Microsoft. Not yet Huawei, Alibaba, or TikTok. US Navy keeps the ocean open for trade. This is why calm competition with China is not only possible, it's essential. Because when the US leads with confidence rather than fear, the entire world is safer. When giants compete with grace, the world engages, flourishes, and rejoices. 6. Closing. India's rise proves a simple truth. Big GDP by big population doesn't mean big power. And that's why this is good news for America and world peace. Because when China passes the US in total GDP, it won't mean the US is lost. It just means the game is bigger. And America still can play it better. If that helps calm the noise, hit like, subscribe, and share. And if you want more stories that bridge East and West, peace and power, don't just watch. Be part of it. Drop a comment. Ask a question. Share it with someone who needs perspective, not panic. See you next time on Twin Peaks Bridge Reflection.